Listen to me very closely, because this is going to change your life forever. And this video has come to you for a very specific reason. Either you've fallen asleep with a new version of yourself, or you're trying to make massive change within your life. And the subconscious has shifted you to this reality where this video has appeared for you. And why this video has appeared for you is because you need to understand that your world, the reality in which you live right now, is not real. It's a simulation. And it's all being created from within you. Your inner dialogue, your imagination, from within you. Everything within your life right now. And stop yourself right now and think. Is there something in your life, anything that's happening, where you don't have enough money? You don't have the money that you want to have. You don't have the business that you want to have. You don't have the relationship that you want to have. And these things aren't what you want to have, right? But you want to have those things. The reason why that is happening is not because of anything outside of you. It's because you're pushing all of that out within your own imagination and what you know to be true and consent to being true of your world. But I'm here to tell you that you have the privilege of changing that today, right now. You can change all of these things right now, literally. So if you have things that are going on in your life right now, or your life in any way is not the way that you want it to be, you can change it. Because you are the projector. You're living in a movie. This is a simulation. The projection itself is not what you need to attack to change that. If you go to a movie theater and you don't like the movie, you want to watch a different movie, what do? You don't walk up to the screen. You don't get out of your seat and walk to the screen and say, you start yelling at the screen, trying to change it. No, I don't like what you're doing or you're doing within the movie. You don't tell the actors. It's already been written. It's already been rehearsed. You've already written that, acted in that, rehearsed that entire scene to happen within your life yesterday or a week ago or a month ago or a year ago. That's not when you change it. If you want to change a movie, you leave that theater, right? The theater room. You go to another one. You go to the projector. Or you go to the projector and you change out the movie from the projector. Then the display changes, right? The projection changes then. You put a different movie in. And that's where our limitation was created at a very young age. We were never taught this. And that's why this video was led to you, so you truly understand this. You are the projector. Everything that you're viewing in the 3 dimensions of space is just the projection. And there's no one to blame but yourself. But you're not really to blame because that's what you were taught. Okay? So there's really no one to blame, right? But you can't blame your world for what's happening. It's coming from within you. And how you change that is creating new beliefs and knowings within yourself. Through your inner dialogue, your concept of yourself, what you consent to being true, what's being pushed out, what you know to be true, changing the conditional thought that you've had your entire life. You deserve better, and you can have better. And the moment that you know that, the moment that you feel confident enough and deserving of that within here, that's when it will happen. And you make these changes with your concept of self, through visualization, through capturing your attention, noticing what's happening and becoming more aware of what's happening. That it's not your world being harsh on you or trying to harm you or anyone within your world. It's all coming from within you. And you change that by controlling your attention and observing, being very present, observing your inner dialogue. Changing the mental images that are coming into your mind, that are shooting out within the simulation that the subconscious mind feels and accepts as true of you. That's what's being pushed out. And that's why I created my school community. where I've trained over 3,500 students and myself through this process. And they've changed their entire lives and have found massive success, huge change within their lives. And if you find that you're someone that wants to have that change in your life, you just need this training. And you'll find that below. And most people that discover this within themselves become massively successful is because they learn how to control the inner world and they change what they consent to being true. And they go through a process of developing this. Like Neville Goddard's technique, climbing a ladder. That's one of the first glitches that happens. And you start to realize that it's coming from within you. Because if you go to sleep tonight, tomorrow night, and the next night, just 3 nights, imagining and doing something, laying in a position that you normally wouldn't lay in and closing your eyes and literally imaging yourself, mentally rehearsing, visualizing, whatever you want to call it, for 10 to 20 minutes that you're climbing a ladder or doing something. You do this for 3 nights, or even it can happen after 1 night if you do it properly. And you climb this ladder and you fall asleep climbing a ladder. And then tomorrow you wake up in the morning, you go outside, you do your normal routines, and all of a sudden you're seeing ladders everywhere, and then you're driving behind a truck with ladders all over it, and then somebody asks you, hey, can you climb this ladder? Or you get put into a situation where you have to climb this ladder, and you have to climb this ladder. There's ladders everywhere. And you didn't see a ladder for 3 years before that. Why is that? Why is that? It's because it's all coming from in here. It's just a game that was created from within you. God created consciousness. It's designed this way, and it's so important for you to know this, and that's why this video was led to you. And a lot of people try to visualize it, try to create different things, but the way that the world is designed now, there's so much instant gratification. There's so much confusion and distractions within your reality. TikTok, YouTube Shorts, all this short content, and even Instagram, movies, music, fast food, eating things you don't want to eat, but you're like, oh, pleasure, pleasure, pleasure. So your mind, you have trained your mind not to be able to focus on one thing for long periods of time because it is designed to get all of this dopamine from your simulation so it doesn't have to focus from the inner world. But when you take your mind back and you eliminate this stuff from your life, all these things, these instant fixes, the short-term pleasure that really does nothing for you except hurt you and harm you, your ability to create. Once you take your mind back and you start doing inner exercises, visualizing, sitting back and saying, okay, I'm going to visualize this. I'm sitting in front of a pond or a lake, okay, and there's beautiful trees on both sides, and there's a sunset in front of me. You're doing this with your eyes closed now. The simulation isn't giving you this. You're closing your eyes and you're visualizing this. Then you picture a leaf in the sky. Whatever leaf you want it to be, it doesn't matter. Maple leaf. And it's falling, right? Your eyes are closed and you're picturing this leaf falling and swaying naturally in the sky. It sways maybe 10 or 15 times and hits the water, the pond in front of you. Then you watch that ripple come to the shoreline where you're sitting. You're doing this in your imagination. And you're noticing where your thoughts are, your mind is going. And a lot of times your mind will go so many different places. It's searching for that dopamine, that instant gratification that you're so used to from the simulation. But now you're going within yourself and focusing your attention on something that you are creating. Now you become a creator instead of a consumer. Within here, that's where it's all coming from. And when you can do this properly, you train yourself through repetition to going within the inner world and learning how to control your thoughts and your imagination during this process. And you're like, wow, I feel so much better. Now you have control of your moods. You control how you react to different things that happen to you. Now you can visualize. Now you can create these different things by doing these exercises, this inner work, and becoming a creator rather than a consumer. And you find that you actually found fulfillment and happiness, and you feel great because it's an illusion. All this other stuff, the instant gratification, is just harming you. You find purpose over pleasure, and that's true happiness. Purpose is pleasure. Pleasure is pain, but it's a lie that you've been fed. But it's coming through here, okay? You've been trained to believe that. And when you do all these things and you program your mind correctly through these exercises, you'll find that, you'll wake up and you'll be like, I'm finally a real person. I'm awakened. And you say, I don't really like my life the way that it is. How do I change it? In here, now you have control of that. Now you could say, well, I pictured myself climbing a ladder for 3 nights, and then all of a sudden I see ladders everywhere. I haven't seen a ladder in 10 years, and all of a sudden they're everywhere, right? And I have to climb one. Why is that? Because I fell asleep. So what if I imagined myself being successful, being in a great relationship, having all these new things? In my own imagination as I'm falling asleep, will that happen? Yes. If you design this correctly, you may go through certain things that are going to develop you to get there. And it's going to take some action, but it's going to be automatic action, because when you fall asleep at night, being a new person, the subconscious mind controls voluntary action. It controls 90-something% of everything you do every day when you're not completely aware and conscious in that present moment. It controls your habits. But when you fall asleep with somebody new, the subconscious mind will send you to that simulation, because there's an infinite amount of different simulations that coexist simultaneously. They're shifting and shifting and shifting. And how you perceive yourself, who you believe you are, shifts you to the proper reality that reflects that change that you made within yourself, that's congruent with that version of you. So if you feel yourself and you fall asleep as somebody successful, that's the reality in which you're going to go within the simulation. There's an infinite amount of different versions of you and me. But who are you? What do you truly believe of yourself? And sometimes the subconscious mind will put you through different things to grow. And that's another part of the process. You have to know that everything that's happening to you through this process is actually happening for your benefits, leading you towards that reality. Because maybe you have to develop non-negotiables, discipline, being this person that is successful. Maybe you have to go through certain things, and you understand that as you go through, and you grow from the wisdom of these things, and you realize this because you visualize climbing a ladder and it happened. But now you're visualizing yourself to be somebody successful. Then things start happening. Your world starts shifting. When you get away from all the instant gratification, all the instant dopamine hits, all the quick scrolling, and you shift your focus to things within the inner world to control this muscle, you have that ability to do that. You have to take your power back. That's how you change your life. There's no one to blame outside in the simulation. It's coming from in here. And if you do all these things and you rely on the simulation to give you happiness, and you're consuming all this stuff all the time and you require these things, it's controlling you. It's going to keep you in that reality and potentially move to worse realities as you do that. But when you take the power back within your own mind and you start to control that, and you say, okay, that's gone. Okay, I don't want instant gratification anymore. I'm going to follow my purpose, and I'm going to use this. I'm going to visualize. I'm going to create these things, because I climbed a ladder and it happened. And then I counted $100 bills, and all of a sudden I got $100 bills coming in my life. I haven't seen a $100 bill in 2 years, or whatever, your native currency. You start counting them as you go to sleep, and you're seeing them everywhere. All of a sudden someone pays you in cash. They never paid you in cash before. Through your job, or something happens where maybe it's not your money, but you're counting the money because you're counting as you go to sleep. And that's the visual scene that you had. Maybe you didn't have the ownership of it, but you saw it, and you didn't see that before. It's because it's up here. It's in your imagination. But can you control your imagination? That's the question. And through these exercises, the leaf exercise I just walked you through, and develop that. There's a lot more to that. And we have that within this world as a simulation, my school community. That's below. The reverse exercise. It's another one. It's a powerful one. It creates that present moment awareness and your attention to where you can use that and visualize. Feel yourself to be somebody different. Imagine certain things to happen to you. And what you'll find is you can manipulate, you can change your simulation. Maybe not completely, but you can change it for the most part. There's a lot of things that are still variables within the simulation, but you can literally create the life of your dreams for the most part and change everything within your reality. I've done it, and I've coached over 3,500 people to do this. Okay? You can do it, but you have to get this instant fixes out of your life. This instant gratification, this stuff is harming you. Is taking your ability to create from your imagination. You have to control your attention. You have to be present. You have to see things and feel them in your mind throughout the day and especially as you go to sleep. But that's the magic. That's what Neville Goddard was talking about. And you have this ability. You can literally do this. And some of you may already have the ability to do this. You've never tried though. Try it tonight. Fall asleep climbing a ladder tonight. Lay in a position that you normally don't lay in. And picture yourself climbing up and down this ladder. Whether it's metal or wood, whatever ladder, doesn't matter. Feel yourself to do that. Try it tonight. See what happens. See what happens. You're going to climb a ladder. You're going to see ladders. If your attention is developed and you're able to see that and picture that and fall asleep doing that, going into SATs, going into the drift. Because whatever you take into the drift or SATs, which is being conscious, into the subconscious, whatever feeling or thing that you're doing and being, as you're slipping into SATs, a state akin to sleep, which is a little area I like to call the drift. My grandfather called it the drift. But it's this little area in between being conscious and unconscious. Unconscious is the subconscious. Whatever you take into this drift will be created into your reality if you actually do it and lead yourself up to that moment. It has no choice. The subconscious is impersonal, non-selective. It only knows what you feel and what you're doing, and it recreates that and develops that, and it starts putting things within the simulation that you fell asleep doing. It takes you to that reality where you're going to see ladders everywhere. You're going to see $100 bills everywhere. You're going to have great relationships. You're going to have a beautiful house. You're going to have a great success, business success. There's an infinite amount of different realities that you can enter, but you have to learn how to control this. But are you able to do that? Are you able to eliminate this stuff? And start focusing on these exercises that develop your mind. All of you can do this. There's not one of you watching this video that can't do this. And stop watching these videos if you're not going to do it. It's your time to do this. You need to follow these exercises. You need to do these things in your mind and get away from all of those instant fixes. Get all of that stuff out of your life. All of it. The music, the Netflix, the honey buns, the scrolling, the shorts, all that content that means nothing to you, the entertainment. Get rid of that stuff. It's harming you. It's keeping you from being able to focus in the inner world. It's distracting you, and it's controlling you. It's keeping your life the way that it is and even making it worse. You have to learn how to control yourself in the inner world and design it and feel yourself to be somebody different, because what you know and consent to being true is what's pushed out, and how you change what you consent to being true is through your visual scenes, your feeling states. Feeling is a secret. Your inner dialogue, what is it doing? That's how you learn to control this stuff. Okay? If you want to change your life, Do the work. Do not just be a hearer and watch these videos. Actually do it. Take advantage of what this is giving you. This videos has been presented to you for a very specific reason, okay? I found success through this. It changed my whole life. I didn't even know what living was. I didn't even know what life was. I thought my life was over when I went to prison. For 8.5 years. When I went to prison, I thought my life was over. But when I got out, I realized that my life never even began until I did this. When I found fulfillment and happiness and centeredness. I was centered within myself, awakened, enlightenment, love. I thought my life was over, but didn't even begin until I was awakened. And if that didn't happen, I never would have known that I was a real person. I would have stayed in that same mentality. And that's why I'm here today, because I'm not talking to anyone but myself, my younger self. And when I talk to everybody else, that's what I wish would have been told to me. And that's why I'm here telling you this. Get all that stuff out of your life. Remove it right now and develop yourself. Do the exercises, the leaf exercise, the reverse exercise. Go within yourself. Do meditation. Figure out your own exercises. Find something that takes you to the inner world where you can control your attention. There's a lot of different exercises that you do within yourself. Go dark. Get this stuff out of your life. Then you can change everything. You literally can. And you'll figure that out once you do this. So be a doer, not just somebody that listens to this stuff. And say, oh, it would be nice. Oh, I know the secrets now. I know how to change my life, but maybe I'll do that later. I'm going to do this. Now that I know the secrets, I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing. And then later I'm going to do it. Don't be that person, because right now is the moment to do it. There is no future. The only real moment is now. That's when you connect to the fourth dimension, and your God particle is right now. You have to do this now. Stay conscious. That's how you change the subconscious. Because God, your higher self, lives in the fourth dimension, time, space. And the only way to access that fourth dimension from the three dimensions is in the present moment with your attention fixed on that. That's how you create something and make something happen in the future. Richard Feynman won the Nobel Prize on that. The positron. It was photographed in the cosmos. He won a Nobel Prize. It's an electron. It's a positive running electron. Okay? The positron. So when you visualize something in the future and make it into the present moment, okay? And you're playing this out and rehearsing this in your mind over and over and over again, and it feels real to you, and when you come out, you're like, oh my gosh, I was just in the future, but it was right now. I felt that to be true. You activate that positron, and then you reverse time sense in that instant moment, and then that leads you from the subconscious to that reality where that actually happens. Richard Feynman won the Nobel Prize on this. This is all being laid out for us. But you have to control this. You have to learn to control this. The distractions are killing your ability to be able to do that. All of this is real. You can change your life right now. All right, guys. I love you. I think you guys, all of you probably know that, at least most of you. And be a doer, not a hearer, and understand this and start doing this today, okay? Start doing this now, because that's your connection to the fourth dimension. And like I said, my school community has these exercises within the classroom that you have access to. And that's all below. Go in the description and link in the description. And you can find all of that, where we've helped so many people. We have a great community. But if there's another community you want to join that one. If it has those exercises or you find them somewhere else, it doesn't matter to me. But I have those within that community, and it's super affordable. You can cancel your Netflix. Stop going to Starbucks, and you'll have enough money to pay for this community that can change your life forever, where you have access to these courses, access to the people, access to the live events, access to the masterminds. that can actually change your life. You have to stop doing that. All right, guys. So wherever you want to find it, find it. If you can't find one, the link is in the description. But if you can, do whatever you need to do. And I love you guys. And I just wanted to send this message out to you. I love you. I want you to be successful. And I wish this would have been led to me, or I wish I would have had something like this, a community like this when I was much younger, because it would have changed everything. But I still believe that what I had to go through was something I had to go through as well. So that I had mixed feelings on that, but I would have loved to have access to something like this. They didn't exist then. So they didn't exist, but now they do. So take advantage of that. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Yes, let's go get it.